USA versus Russia. Who is more powerful? USA. The United States has all qualities of an extraordinary power. It remained famous for concerning populace, geographic size, area on two seas, financial assets, and military potential. Presently, just the United States is viewed as a superpower. It may the United States is as of now not the main uncontested preeminent superpower. For example, military, culture, economy, innovation, political. The United States turned into principal genuine worldwide superpower in the fallout of World War II. After the finish of that conflict, America contributed half of the world's GDP, an extent that was at no other time and has never since been matched by any other country. The US have the more air bases. Warrior planes, and aircraft than Russia. Yet Russia is predominant on the ground with additional tanks and land vehicles. The nations are all the more equally coordinated. However, here the US has the edge with additional destroyers, submarines, and planes carrying warships. The US military is viewed as the world's strongest military than other. The financial plan of the United States was $690 billion in 2019, the most elevated on the planet. The US is the richest, most remarkable, and most powerful country since the beginning of the time. The element for the ascent of the US in world legislative issues are the disintegration of the Soviet Union and the US having prevalent military power, which was both outright and relative. In 2020, the United States positioned as the third biggest worldwide product exporter with a worth of around 1.40 trillion dollars, which represented 8% of the world's sent out exchange. Tourism industry in USA. Around the world, travel and the travel industry's immediate commitment to GDP were roughly 4.5 trillion US dollar in 2020. While nations contributed the most to worldwide GDP, the United States movement and the travel industry contributed the biggest total of 1 trillion US dollar in 2020. The movement and the travel industry is one of the United States' biggest industry, of which 1 billion were upheld by movement and the travel industry's related trades. The travel industry in the United States is a huge industry that serves a great many global and homegrown vacationers yearly. Outsiders visit the US to see normal miracles, urban communities, tourist spots, and diversion scenes. American looks for comparative attractions as well as entertainment and excursion reasons. Film and music industry in USA. Hollywood area inside of the city of Los Angeles, California, US, whose name is inseparable from the American entertainment world. In 2020, film entertainment income added up to 26 billion US dollar. That is a 27% decay from 2019, when income was at 35 billion US dollar. This is the consequences of COVID-19 and its effect on the business. Starting around 2020, the US film industry is valued at 91.8 billion US dollar. So you can see the United States was the biggest entertainment market. Significant organizations in the film and music market incorporate Time Warner, Sony, CBS Corporation, Walt Disney, and 21st Century Fox. The development is mostly because of the organizations improving their activities and get back from the COVID-19 effects. The movie and music market comprises of the income from the creation as well as dispersion of movies, recordings, TV projects, or ads. From the presentation of movies or from the arrangement of post-production. Job opportunities in USA. Throughout recent months, hourly profit have expanded by 5.2%. Orlando, Florida is the best city for work development, with a 12.2% increment in positions from 2020 to 2021. While McAllen, Texas has the most elevated wage development of any city, it likewise has the most noteworthy joblessness rate, 9%. Generally, theirs proceeded with work and compensation development. Joblessness benefits claim is still close to record lows, and the general joblessness rate is underneath 4%. All marketers that things are still awesome for American laborers. So for the time being, the work market is as yet hot. The US managers added 390,000 new positions in May. Potentially demonstrating the start of work creation as per the most recent business reports. Lifestyle in USA. The American nation separately and as a group are extremely autonomous, independent, and they like to hang out in all day. Americans put stock in opportunity of decision. The nation is the place that is known for the free, and its residents have protected privilege to their own options. Life in US is excessively great. Most Americans live well indeed, positively far superior to most different nations. Moreover, the possibilities of getting rich here are far higher than other countries. A typical size house in America is 2,450 square feet. For USA food culture, many will say cheeseburgers, French fries, or oily and cooked. The expert says American food culture is a meat culture. Steak, chicken, bacon, assuming that it's a meat. American culture. The way of life of the United States in US is basically of the Western beginning. However, its persuasions incorporate European Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, and their societies. Mainstream society is characterized here as well-known composing, writing, and broadcasting famous music, famous dance, and theater, certain enhancing expressions, sports and amusements, and other social parts of public activity recognized by their wide-based presence across ethnic, social, and territorial groupings. Customs, regulations, dress, building style, social norms, strict convictions, and customers are instances of social components in US. American culture are popular all over the world since they have a wide and very much showcased. There could be at this point not a requirement for Americans to really be available in huge numbers in one more nation to apply social impact. USA Army and weapons. As per our 2018 small survey, the US military has a few 4.4 million guns. The vast weapon in the US Armed Force stock is the Apache helicopter. This could sound unexpected that an airplane is the best weapon of the land power. Anyway, air power is the most definitive calculation of the struggles that the US military has as of late suspected. Each fighter in US Army wears load-bearing hardware (LBE), Kevlar head protector, weapon, and backpack or attack pack. This normal did exclude fight dress, regalia, t-shirt, socks, clothing, and boots. The US military is viewed as the world's generally strong military. The tactical spending plan of the United States was $690 billion US. The most elevated on the planet. In 2018, that represented 35% of the world's safeguard consumption. The US Armed Force has the biggest number of dynamic faculty, trailed by the Navy and Air Force. Regardless of numbering over 1.4 million out of 2021. The US Army numbers are too much than other countries. Battles fought by USA. Beginning around 1945, the United States has seldom accomplished significant trump. The US has battled 5 significant conflicts: Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And just the Gulf War in 1991 can truly be delegated as a reasonable achievement. The greatest battle in US history was the Battle of Gettysburg. The Battle of Gettysburg was not just the biggest clash of the Civil War, but it stays the biggest fight at any point battled in North America. The United States has announced war multiple times during 5 separate military struggles. So the US battles included American Revolution, War of 1812, Indian Wars, Mexican War, Civil War, Spanish-American War, World War I, and World War II. Russia. Local people in Russia are warm, agreeable, and accommodating individuals. Whether fresh introduction, appreciate nature, or favor the advantage of city living, Russia brings a ton to the table. There are heaps of social exercises and sports in Russia, particularly in huge urban areas. As per its constitution, the Russian Federation is partitioned into 85 governments, subjects, 22 of which are republics. Russia's GDP comes in at 1.45 trillion Russia ruble, Russia trails a lot more modest nations like the United Kingdom, Italy, and France. Religion in Russia is assorted with Christianity, particularly Russian Orthodoxy, being the most generally declared confidence, as by the study in 2013, Russian Orthodox is assessed 78% of the populace. However, with huge minorities of non-strict individuals and followers of different religions. Russia is most popular for Moscow, its capital city on the Moskva River in western Russia. The city is home to a considerable lot of Russia's popular milestones, including the Red Square, the Bolshoi Theatre, St. Basil's Cathedral, the Cathedral of Christ the Savior, and numerous others. Russia is a genuinely protected country to live in. Despite the fact that it is critical to avoid potential risk and stay mindful of your environmental factors. Russia has one of the world's biggest economies that is controlled by its broad regular assets. Top businesses incorporate oil and petroleum gas creation with ranger service, fishing, and assembling filling in as other monetary drivers. Individuals from Western societies frequently view Russian as miserable. Russian families are for the most part accommodating and liberal. They truly prefer to get to know one another, so it's rare to spend nights sitting alone in one's room. Tourism industry in Russia. Counting homegrown and global, the travel industry, the businesses straightforwardly contributed 861 billion Russian rubles to the Russian GDP and upheld 9,66,000 positions in the country. Russian Federation contribution of movement and the travel industry to GDP as a portion of GDP. In 2019, the commitment of movement and the travel industry to GDP for the Russian Federation was 4.7%. Russia's tourism revenue is much higher. Russia is the biggest country and its powerful scale is reflected in the quality of its castles, place of worship, and stops. Russia, particularly the urban areas of Moscow and St. Petersburg, is entirely alright for vacationers. Similar to elsewhere on the planet, in the event that you don't annoy anybody, no one will irritate you in Russia as well. It is significant anyway to continuously be mindful of the environmental factors and stay away from the bad regions. Film and music industry in Russia. The film of Russia started in the Russian Empire, broadly created in the Soviet Union, and soon after its disintegration, the Russian entertainment world would remain universally perceived. Russia is the fourth biggest film market on the planet, Russian film creation consistently created during the Soviet time frame. In 2020, the portion of rock fans among Russian men was estimated at around 30%. Traditional music is one of the most profoundly expressions in Russia. Russian traditional music has a particularly history. Russian traditional music has a particular history. Separate from Western Europe and simultaneously impacted by Western nations. The Soviet entertainment world moved its plan as it went through changes in the mid-1930s. The business was currently planned by another association, Soyuz Kino, answerable for the support and creation for films. During the time of the Soviet Union's presence, the historical backdrop of film in pre-Soviet Russia was ignored subject. In the resulting years, researchers have exposed and re-examined a little yet fiery films culture in the pre-World War I period. Job opportunities in Russia. Russia has different business open doors and is in many cases the best paid experts. Huge urban areas like Moscow and St. Petersburg offer the best job opportunities, particularly for those talking both English and Russian. Most required positions in Russia are software engineers, ship captains, accountants, doctors, and more. Because of many elements, Russia is perhaps the country on the planet too easy to get the job. In 2020, US News and World's Report positioned Russia as the main country on the planet to begin a profession. An individual working in Russia ordinarily get around 1,05,000 Russian rubles each month. Compensations range vary from 26,000 Russian rubles to 4,50,000 Russian rubles. Lifestyle in Russia. Russia positions close to the first spot on the list for balance between fun and serious activities on the planet. Russians work to live instead of live to work, like in most Western regions. Moscow was positioned third generally in internations. Russia might be known for its incredible culture, a list extraordinary galleries, and home to one of the world's most amazing urban areas, which are in St. Petersburg. Yet its general personal satisfaction score is 86 out of 100. Russian culture has a long and rich social history, saturated with writing, artful dancing, painting, and traditional music. Russia has an extremely visual social past. From its vivid people's ensembles to its fancy strict image. Russian culture. The Russian culture has been shaped by countries' sets of experiences, its topographical area, and its immense spread strict social practices. And also Western impact. Russian thinkers had a significant impact in the improvement of European idea. By and large, flexibility and strength will generally be normal elements of the Russian person the nation over. Setting to current attitudes, Russia's predominant and strong situation in worldwide legislative issues implies that assessment of the nation and its kin are frequently formed prior to experiencing them. Russian culture is formed by a director perspective, so the connection between ages is additionally molded by regard and appreciation. Russia's interesting and energetic culture created, as did the actual nation, from a confounded exchange of local Slavic social material and borrowing from a wide assortment of unfamiliar societies. Russia Army and weapons. Red Army, a Soviet army made by communist government after the revolution of 1917. Russia worked the second biggest long-range rocket submarines and is one of just 3 militaries that works vital planes. Russia keeps a strong aeronautical and maritime power. The ongoing Russian atomic stockpile is the biggest trailed by the USA. Assuming Russia and the USA do battle, there will constantly be a hypothetical opportunity for atomic conflict. Indeed has around 6,250 atomic warheads, of which 1,450 are right now sent. The AK-12 is a Russian attack rifle planned and produced by Kalashnikov. Battles fought by Russia. Russian battles includes general military and conflict history, Mongol invasions and battles, Russian-Swedish War, Russian-Turkish War, Napoleonic conflict, Persian War, Crimean War. Russia has battled around 20 conflicts. The Soviet Union was conceived out of contention and for all intent and purposes the entirety of its presence, as well as its replacement. The Russian Federation Russia has been at war. Russia has a very dangerous past as it has battled many conflicts with its enemies, remembering its neighbors for the past. Russia's most well-known war is the Battle of Stalingrad, is viewed as probably the greatest war of World War II. So that's all about these countries, USA versus Russia. Now you can better decide which one is more powerful, and also please comment your valuable thoughts on this. So that's it for today's video. We will meet soon in the next exciting video with exciting comparisons between two places. Meanwhile, you can like this video if you have enjoyed it, Subscribe to our channel for more videos and turn on the notification bell to get our updates.